Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. Welcome to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast and posse. I'm your host, Tiffany, and I need to start out by asking you, what would you do in this situation? So, as many of you know, I have been living since September oceanfront here in Manhattan Beach, California. And if you haven't been here, in front of all the crazy, mega, multi-million dollar homes is something we call the Strand. In the East Coast, they usually call these things boardwalks. For some reason on the West Coast, they have other names for it, right? So this is the Strand, and it stretches for miles and miles and miles. So it's great people watching. You watch people jogging, rollerblading, gossiping, picking their nose, all the different things. And I do a lot of my abundance walks here. So I was like, I've encountered this a few times so far, and now it's been enough where I'm like, you know what? I need to ask my people what they would do. So you're walking behind another woman, and she's wearing, her workout attire to go on her power walk or whatever, her jog, whatever it is. And, it's pretty sunny here in Southern California. And you can see that her leggings of choice are incredibly see-through, like where I can see everything. I know the color of her thong underneath. I know that there's lace details. I even can see the tag. I can see all of it. But my most recent encounter was like, okay, now I really need to know, what would you guys do? Not to get too TMI, but I'm not really into underwear, just PS. I have lots of it and I wear it when it's appropriate, but I'm a sweater when I work out. I don't really need another layer getting in my way. You know what I'm saying? So this woman clearly wasn't into underwear either, and was wearing see-through light pale yellow leggings. And she was sweating because she either just did a run or was power walking. And when I say I can see everything, and girl had some junk in her trunk. So they were kind of a little stretched. I saw things that I don't think she would want people to see or was aware you could see. And I was like, well, God, if the backside's like this, what's the front side? Because then I've got to say something. So then I, of course, power walked in front of her. And I try to do I'm stretching my neck and looking back. I know you've all done that. I'm just going to rub my shoulder while I casually look back and stare at your crotch area. And the front was just as bad. It was just as bad. And my guess is when she looked in the mirror before she left and she wasn't sweating and she wasn't in the direct sunlight, it wasn't bad. Would you have said something? Or would you have let it go? And I really was torn, because I was like, if that was me, would I want someone telling me? And on one hand, yes, with that kind of exposure. On the other hand, I would have been so freaking mortified. And if I had a long walk back home, and there was nothing I could do, and I had no shirt to tie around my waist, it would have been very shaming and not good, even though I would have appreciated the person saying something to me. And I was like, okay, there's something I learned, in the recovery program I've been in 7 years, where, truth without compassion, right, is cruelty. So we want to be honest, but sometimes we need to assess if it's really for the greater good. Is it beneficial? And I was like, oh God. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I don't think I should say anything. If I saw she was like turning into her house, that's different. Or if I was in yoga class, what would you guys do? Straight up, what would you do? Would you have said, would you have said something? What would you have said? Clearly, I've encountered enough situations now where I need an answer. So you can DM me your answer on Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany, and I'm dead serious. Like, I really am not sure. So I'm curious what you guys have to say about it. So let's talk about today moving past your excuses and resistances so you can actually get the stuff completed that you've been avoiding. The key to success, you guys, is taking action on repeat, regardless of having 100% certainty it's going to work. You're waiting for the certainty or the knowing or the external proof that something is for sure going to work. It's going to be worth your time. It's going to be worth your sacrifice. It's going to be worth your energy. It's going to be worth your money. And you need to make sure, what's my guaranteed return on investment here? And anytime I get someone asking me that, which it's rare now that I get anyone, because as I teach you guys, I handle my objections, the common objections people will give or resistances to signing up for my programs, applying to work with me, investing larger sums of money into their lives, to their business. I get on the offense of those in my content, which is something I teach you how to do, and we customize it for you and your ideal client in my private coaching program. And one of the things I have been asked is there a guarantee? What's the guarantee? And I said, there are no guarantees. I cannot guarantee you anything. And if anyone, any coach, any consultant, any therapist, any medical practitioner is guaranteeing anything or not giving something that we call in the medical world fair balance. I know I have a lot of medical practitioners and healers in this audience. And a lot of you know that my other business I've had 14 years is in the pharmaceutical medical space. So you have to present fair balance when you are sharing a medication, a procedure, whether it is breath work, whether it is body work, whether it is open heart surgery, whether it's cosmetic surgery. That's why when you see in the US, which I know everyone outside New Zealand and the US is like, what in the hell, when they see our pharmaceutical ads, like, and you won't be depressed anymore. You'll have a 30% decrease in your depression, and you will have more light days than bad days, but you'll have explosive diarrhea and anal leakage and persistent headaches. That's fair balance. You have to give both sides of it. So in anything you're looking at, whether it is investing to have me as your business coach and create you customized systems to get consistent, ideal clients and cash flowing into your business on repeat, knowing exactly how to package your offers so that they sell on repeat, being able to build a substantial online arm to your business so that you can start really taking advantage of that passive income and capitalizing off the intellectual property that you've acquired in your years on this earth. Side note, when I say intellectual property, I don't mean that you have to be an MD, that you have to have a law degree, that you had to have gone and gotten your executive MBA. I am not talking about that. That's part of it, yes. But your intellectual property is a accumulation of all of your mistakes, your experiences, your wins, the things you've tried that work, the things you've tried that you haven't worked. Your own personal journey, how you got from point A to point B. What did you do when you slipped and then you needed to come back? When you got off track and to get back on track again? All the different things that you've worked on with clients, your different careers, your upbringing, your heart, your natural traits that you already have. Maybe you're a naturally great communicator. Maybe you're a great writer. Maybe you're an intuitive. Maybe you're someone who does a great job at holding space for people. That is what I mean by your intellectual property. And we want to be able to capitalize on that and make money off that and help a lot of people off that. But there is a system and a strategy to it. There's also an art to it and a science to it, right? But if you don't have that system and strategy and you're just focusing on the art and the intuition part and the I'm just going to do as I feel and this feels good to me and I'll try this today and I'm going to focus everything on like energetically what works for me, you're going to be broke. And that's why it's not working. So I tell people there are no guarantees, but I can give you promises. I promise that if you continue to just trying things, throwing spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks, use hoping and posting as a strategy, I promise you, you will not gain any traction and grow a real business. You'll continue to have a jobby, a time-sucking, expensive hobby that you'll end up quitting because there won't be a fair energy exchange of your output versus what you receive back. I can promise you that. I can also promise you that if you continue to spend your time and energy on and money on like low ticket resources only, I'm not saying those aren't good. I mean, my ProjectME Posse group coaching membership is only $100 a month and it's fantastic and it's a ridiculous value. But if you only are spending money at that level and you're really wanting to grow a real business and a brand where you're making life-changing cash, you're trying to toe dip with the parts that make you uncomfortable, yet you want the results. Ain't gonna happen that way, sister or mister. It's not. I wish it would. I wish it would. And my guess is if you're doing that in your business life, you're doing that in other areas of your life, right? Well, I'll eat good X many days of the week and I'll do this and this workout, but I'm not going to give up like going out drinking on the weekends, or I'm not going to give up my wine, or I'm not going to do this or that. And you have all these things you're not going to do, yet you're really not feeling any better physically. You're not losing the weight you want. So now you're toe dipping on a goal of yours and getting pissed off and resentful and annoyed by not having the results, the all-in results. It doesn't work like that. So I share the promises with people. There are no guarantees and I'll be doing a launch series if you guys want it. I need to pull you guys on Instagram to see if you want a recap of my last big launch, and it can't just be done in an episode. I can't even make up the shit that happened in there. It was pure wildness, and it ended exactly how it was supposed to, which is why I feel you guys need to hear about that. So I'll ask if you guys want that stuff. But I took a big risk this year, 2022, because I want to double my overall revenue without doubling my time as output. So I want to get to $2 million a year in revenue, but not with squeezing more juice out of myself. Working just as I am now, highly efficiently. I work Monday through Thursday. I would say, well, if I'm not in a launch, I would say it's 5 hours a day, 5 hours dedicated. When I am the weeks that I do come in and do my live coaching inside my Posse membership, that's for an hour on Saturdays. And that's that. I'm willing to put more skin in the game up front, right? Because if you want to build those different passive income streams or have a goal to go to the next level, a lot of the work is up front. And then the payoff comes for many, many years to come. That's how you see it in affiliate marketing, social selling, network marketing, right? That residual factor. The difference is when you do it for your own business, right? You own that residual factor. But again, there's no guarantees. There is no guarantee that I hired a top Facebook, Instagram ad agency. That cost a pretty penny. Then I put money into ads, and I've not been someone who's put a bunch of money into ads before. I have used some ads, but not gone all in with it, went all in with it. No guarantee. There's no guarantee in those Super Bowl ads. There's no guarantee in the ads you see for the World Cup. There are no guarantees. Period. End of story. But if I want what I say I want, I have to be willing to put skin in the game that makes me so uncomfortable in order to have double my revenue. So if you're at right now $2,000 a month and you want to get to 10K months, or your goal is 25K months, or your goal is high six figures, your goal is to be where I'm at, but the amount of chips you're putting on the table, you're putting like 5 chips on the table, and meanwhile you have a stack you're holding back because you're scared and you don't want to lose them all. It is a gamble. It's a straight up gamble. But what is it costing you to not roll those dice? You're going to continue to feel anxious, frustrated, unfulfilled. You're going to continue to burn a lot of time, energy, and money. It might be a slow burn because you're being so careful, but it ends all the same way, where you don't end up getting any of that life-changing cash. You don't end up getting any of those things that you want. Those trips you want to take your kids on, you being able to buy the house that you want, buy the dream couch you want, the car, college funds, be able to work less and spend more quality time with the people you love. You do not get to have that unless you pay the piper. And I don't mean pay it like you've got to kill yourself for it, but you've got to be willing to put uncomfortable skin in the game. And your excuses and your resistances to accomplishing the goals you want, and even getting the stuff completed that you know you kind of need to do in order to reach your goals, you're just trying to stay safe. That is what our ego is designed to do, to try to keep us safe. It's scary. You're trying to avoid and prevent feeling uncomfortable, scary, and risking losing things, whether it's your time, your money going in, in your mind, going into more debt. You're afraid of doing that. What if it doesn't work? Because then if it doesn't work, then what am I going to do? Because this is my dream. That was one of mine. Mine was more so, what if I go all in on this business that I have had this idea for, this podcast, the brand, all the things for 10 years. I've had this in my heart, in my mind, and I go all in on it and it doesn't work. Then where's my hope? Then where's my hope? Then what's my purpose? Then what am I supposed to do here? Some of you are doing that. Others of you have a resistance and a fear of kind of knowing how powerful you are and knowing you could really do it if you went all in, and you have a fear of what that's going to require of you. You've made up a story. Maybe you've watched other people in your family who've had success, and you've seen it cause divorce. You've seen it cause bankruptcy. You've seen it cause even jail time, drama, or it messed up their kids. Or maybe you were raised in a household where you never saw your dad ever because your dad was always working and you don't want to do that. So now you've come up with a whole thing and a resistance of, I don't want to be that. Therefore, your brain comes up. It's a lot of it's subconscious. Your brain comes up with excuses like, well, therefore, I'll apply for, I know Tiffany has her applications open right now for March for her 2-month private coaching program. And by the way, there's only 4 spots left. I take a max of 6 people at a time. And when I say like, there's 4 left, that's it. I literally can't take any more of you crazy asses, because I need to make sure you guys get the absolute best of me, because you're paying for that. You're paying for that level of service, and any more than that, I get depleted. And so you say to yourself, I want to apply, but God, she's going to think I'm an idiot. I'm just starting. Maybe it's too soon. Maybe I should wait until I do this, this, and this first. God, I bought this program and I only completed half of it. I should at least finish what I started and complete that half first. I've invested in other people and not much has really happened. So would this just be, spending more money and putting more on my credit card and not really getting anywhere? These are all these subconscious ways your ego is trying to keep you from doing something. And you can listen. You have a choice. You can listen to that and not do shit, because that's what you're doing now. You're really not doing much of anything. It's not moving the needle. Or you feel like you're doing a lot of things and it's not moving the needle, and both feel like crap. Or you can go, you know what? I'm going to listen to my body. Even though I'm scared, I know what I need. I know what I need to be accountable and actually follow through. And I know what I'm going to walk away with from this. Whether it's with me or it's you, signing up for a gym membership or a certification or something. I know what I'm going to walk away with from this. And if I don't do this, I'm just going to be sitting here spinning my wheels. And we're already in March. That's why I opened these up. I wasn't going to open up my private coaching spots because I just came off of a, big launch, and I wanted more luxuriating time. And I wanted, I had to have a talk with myself, because sometimes I can be an overgiver, which is why I understand you guys. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't coming from that space, but I'm like, no. I know what's up. And there are many of you who have barely made an inch towards your goal for 2022. And now it's March. Time goes by quickly. So you can either lean in to those stories your brain is telling you that's going to keep you safe. I'll tell you this. If you're not feeling like nervous, excitement, scared, oh my God. If you're not feeling that, you don't have all the chips in, honey. If you're feeling like, God, this feels good, and I'm just going to go on my whiteboard and put up ideas, and I'm going to keep talking about what I want to do with people, and I just signed up for another $200 course, and I'm going to learn more here, and I'm blah, 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 blah. And it feels like good and nice and easy and delightful. You're toe dipping. Straight up facts. I am terrified most of the time. I'm not saying you need to live in a constant state of like fight or flight or something like that. But I am terrified. I feel like the bottom could fall out at any time. And that's how I know I'm going all in. I'm not saying there aren't times that you should have some reprieve, but only after you've been terrified. Go ask any of these people who are willing to talk about it, who have gone all in. I'm a prime investor, for example, in Lori Harder's Light Pink. She started working on this, I think 3 years ago. I invested almost 2 years ago. This product is not on the market yet, people. And this is someone who is smart, well-connected, works her butt off, very creative. You can't even buy a damn can yet. You see what I'm saying? But she's all in, wildly uncomfortable. And there's still no guarantee it's going to work. There's no guarantee I'm going to even get my investment back. But you want to know what? The odds are highly in my favor, right? She's making sure the odds are highly in her favor. What are you doing to make sure the odds are in your favor? Who are you hiring? What boundaries, what practices, what systems are you setting up in your life? What are you doing to make sure the odds are in your favor? Are you deliberately making a point of doing abundance exercises, whether it's my abundance walk, a morning practice to get your mind right? What are you doing to address those resistances in your mind that are saying, I should wait till the kids are out for school in the summer? Well, in 2 years, my kids will be in college, so I'll wait then. God, maybe I waited too long to do this. Now Instagram and TikTok are saturated. Lies, 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 lies. Anything in the marketplace that can make you money is saturated. It is rare that some brand new invention comes into place, and it's usually from someone who is wildly unusual, alien-like, i.e. Elon Musk. Other than that, yes, look at what the people invest in on Shark Tank. Most of those things on there are not new inventions, right? Or not new categories. So it's time to set yourself up and get the accountability you need if you want what you say you want. And yeah, you've got to pay for it. What keeps me accountable and showing up is me putting skin in the game, because I'm not going to walk away from that. It's going to make me show up. And for me, $100 isn't enough to make me show up. It might be for where you're at. When I was making $17,000 a year, $100 would have done it. $100 would have for sure done it for me. It's all relative. But it's time to get in real action. You cannot be toe dipping and take safe action, safe investments, safe energy exchanges. I need to make sure, I can hold on to this and my day remains the same, and my quality time with my family remains the same, and my mental state remains the same, and my bank account remains the same. But I want all this over here. But I want life-changing cash. But I want multiple passive income streams. But I want to be able to take my family on vacation whenever I want. But I want to be able to buy a beach house. But I want to be able to make my own money and not depend on any person, place, or institution for money again. But I want to be able to quit my job. Doesn't work like that. You're trying to hold on to the tree branch. This might not go well, this analogy, but you're trying to hold on to the tree branch, but reach the ground. And it's like just far enough, when you jump off something and it's just far enough, you're like, I could break my ankle here, but I think I could probably do it. That's what you should feel like. So letting go of that branch where you're like, okay, if I suck in my stomach and my core and I bend my knees, it might sting when I land, but I won't break anything. I won't sprain anything. That's what you need to do. But you're trying to hold on to the branch and hold on to the safety and the certainty and the stuff that you know. You're trying to hold on to that, but reach your destination at the same time. That's why you're exhausted. That's why you're not making the money you want. That's why you're frustrated. That's why you're unfulfilled. And that's why it's not working. And I will not on my watch enable that for you, because I want you to have that life-changing cash. I want you to have, whether it's the exact lifestyle I have or something different, I want you to have those options that I have. And for you to do that, you've got to let go of the damn branch. You want me by your side doing it? Go apply. You can go on my Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany, and my 2-month private business coaching application is on there. Or you can go to work with me on my website at projectmewithtiffany.com, or swipe up. It's in the show notes. And I'll be straight up with you when you apply. This is not a coaching session, right? But I will be straight up with you. If I do not think it is the best use of your time, energy, and money right now based on your goals and where you want to go, I will let you know. It does not benefit me by accepting people into my program who I don't feel absolutely certain will get results. It's not a good look on me at all to do that. Then you don't get referrals. Then you don't get great testimonials. So I don't need to do it just to get the money. And I wouldn't want you to either. So instead of you trying to determine if this is the best use of your time, energy, and money right now, probably a good idea to not be left to your own brain where your ego is going to get in the way, and actually have someone who is an expert and an outsider give you their honest perspective on it. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you guys. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.